And into the north we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast, Into the North. As always, it's your boy, Don Donna, a.k.a. Donnie Dweets, a.k.a. Don the Jeweler, and
Yo.
rocking hard out there in the prairies, my man in Manitoba. He's been a terror since the public school era. Chantastic Corey Chan. What's up, Playboy?
Yo, what's good? How you doing, fam? How you doing?
Man, feeling good. I got a lot of sun. I got a nice tan going.
Beautiful.
Yeah, feeling good. Excited about tonight. How you feeling, bro?
Yo, I'm good, man. It's, been busy, but I've been good, man. Life's good. Can't complain. I'm also excited about tonight. It's going to be good.
Yeah, let's not waste any more time. This is a dear friend of mine, one of the most knowledgeable wrestling guys I know. He came out here just to discuss a very, very, very massive happening in wrestling recently. And it's the first time we're having someone come on to kind of be a third host rather than be an interviewee. I think it's going to be one of our greatest episodes to date. And let's not waste any more time. Let's get into it. Let's get ready to rumble. Ladies and gentlemen, we're super excited for this. This has been a long time coming. I've been trying to get my buddy Lane on ever since we started doing this. Chan, you ready to meet one of my longtime friends and one of the most knowledgeable wrestling guys I know?
I've been waiting for this one, man. You've told me many things about this, man, and now here we go. We got him on the cast, so let's do this.
Into the North, please welcome our boy. What's your name and where are you from?
It's Mark Lane, Lane-O to some of my best friends, including my man, my DJ.
Yeah. Yeah. Where you from, Leno?
Right on.
From the deep reaches of the West Island.
There you go.
Montreal.
Yeah.
Angloville.
The sunny shores of Pine Beach, eh? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Mark Lane, make some noise. Welcome to the show, Lane.
Bring it.
It's been a long time coming, buddy.
It's been too long, sir.
Yeah.
I feel like we only talk in podcast format.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we don't get anything accomplished when we bump into each other at the bar. It's mostly just hugs, high fives, we have a drink, and then we scurry off. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So what's up, man? How you feeling? How's your summer been so far, brother?
Been great. Been busy. Been hot. But enjoying life, man. Just turned 35, and I feel like it could have been 55.
Yeah.
Well, happy belated, brother.
Happy belated birthday. When? I can't. When's your actual birthday? It didn't come up yet, no?
July 21st.
And I didn't talk to you about this?
What?
I missed your birthday? What? Okay, yeah, okay.
I just got rid of social media for the occasion.
That's it.
There
so
we
I
go.
could remain in my bunker isolation.
Yeah. Well, into the North welcomes you to your 35th spin around the glowing dot, and hopefully you can make the most of it. Yeah. Well, hey, you already got one appearance on Into the North, man. Let's try to make this. Let's try to set the bar on appearances on your buddy's podcast.
This is a birthday gift as anyone.
Exactly.
Right on.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So we got a couple of things in store for you guys tonight, but mostly, see, me and Lane, we've been working together in the bar scene for a long time, but the thing that makes us buddies is we both love wrestling. One of the things, at least, that makes us buddies. We both love wrestling. So years previous to this, we were smacking around the idea of trying to do a wrestling pod, and I was going to come up with a new wrestling nickname for Mark Lane every week, like the Mad Dog, or the Excellence of Execution, or the Drip God.
The Drip God. Here we go.
Yeah. But for tonight, we're gonna call him the Madness Mark Lane, ladies and gentlemen. Madness Mark Lane is in the house, and we're gonna chop it up. Yeah. You ready? You ready to get into it, buddy?
Fully.
Yeah. Chan, you ready to roll?
Been waiting, bro. Been waiting. Right. Let's do this.
So the big news came out last week, maybe late in the week before, but it's the first time we're addressing it, is the P.T. Barnum of the Squared Circle, one of the single greatest visionary and single get shit done guy in the history of the business. Of course, we're talking about Vince McMahon stepped down as CEO and announced his official retirement from World Wrestling Entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, let me start off just by saying, couldn't have happened sooner, and I'm very happy it's finally happening. I just don't like the current circumstances why he's stepping down.
Well, as we know, that's why he's stepping down. That's what we assume anyway, right?
What's assumed by the informed public.
Yes, yes.
What do you think? What do you think, Mark?
Well, it's earth-shattering news. I mean, like you said, as you described it, he's the P.T. Barnum of professional wrestling,
Yep.
The innovator, impresario, whatever you want to call him.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer to think of him, though. I mean, watching this all play out in the news the last year, 6 months, is I feel like the appropriate metaphor for Vince McMahon is the television character is Brian Cox's Logan Roy from Succession.
Oh my God.
And it has been utterly predictive and extraordinary how much the drama at WWE has simply become a projected Succession script.
Yeah, kind of.
To the point where
yeah, no kidding.
If you're reading the Observer or on the blogs or paying attention to the scuttlebutt at all, it really just seems like what we've gone through the last year and a half is just like a months-long power struggle between Vince McMahon, his daughter, his son-in-law, and we can get into and expand on all the roles these characters play in their real-life drama as we go on. But it's
Wait,
really...
does that make Triple H Tom? If anyone has seen season 3 of Succession, you don't know how apt this comparison is, but
it's a spoiler cast. I mean, I don't want I guess we shouldn't get too inside baseball on all this. But,
no. Okay, it's still real to us, damn it.
Succession is a show about a power struggle between an aging Lear-type tycoon who's being pushed out of the company that he founded and built.
Yes.
And being replaced by, it seems, his children. It does seem, though, like the WWE children are a little more competent than their Succession counterparts, so we can get into that later. But why is you think at the top, Grant, how you're kind of excited about Vince's departure, because it implies seemingly the succession of at least the competent son-in-law to running the company.
For me, it's not so much about if he would have like we'll get into the specifics of why he's leaving later, but in this one instance, if he relinquished at least a little bit of creative control to the next generation, because don't forget, Triple H and Stephanie are like 2 generations past where we're supposed to be feeling now as generational watching wrestlers, right?
True.
That the ruthless aggression era, like that's a long time ago.
Absolutely.
Like when they got their big start, at least.
Yes,
right?
For sure, man.
So if Vince McMahon was able to let go a little bit of the control, I don't know if WWE has taken a hit. Like it's been hurting, and they don't build storylines like they used to, and they don't push the right guys anymore. And Vince McMahon, since he's got it right so many times, doesn't think he could get it wrong. But the misses just kept adding up, and you have guys like Finn Balor is an international name. He was massive in Japan. People love him everywhere. They can't find a way to make him champion of the world. Shinsuke Nakamura, massive. It's Brock versus Roman for the 80th time.
I get it. Like, so what you're saying is like there's certain wrestlers that are there that should be the superstars of that league, right?
Vince McMahon of that WWE. Knows who he wants to push, and he has the way he's done it for 60 years on how to push him. And if it doesn't line up with that, he's not going to go for it. He apparently he overruled so many different creative ideas just because, like I said, he got it right so many times. He doesn't think that he'll continuously get it wrong.
How many bad wrestlers have we seen in our lifetime that he has put together? You know what I mean? Like real shitty name wrestlers with a stupid gimmick that does not work, and they just fade out. You know what I mean? But these are guys who you've heard of before, who were studs, or even women, and then they've just fell apart because Vince gave them this new role, and it just didn't work. You know what I mean?
We were chatting earlier about how the Montreal Canadiens couldn't make Terry Ryan work because they got a guy who's supposed to be a goal scorer and they made him a scrapper.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, man. He started throwing fists for some
Yeah,
reason.
he
Really
got
odd.
star
But
free
yes,
agents and put them in the wrong spots.
true, true. So it's like he just didn't know what to do with them, right?
Yeah,
Is what you're saying?
yeah. How do you feel about that, Lane? You see it the same way, or?
Well, I mean, this is kind of the big argument that's going on among wrestling fans now, between kind of the purists and the people who just kind of want the WWE to provide kind of mass entertainment. Is Vince McMahon obviously knew how to run a successful professional wrestling enterprise. He ran the most successful and the most profitable company in history. But he has deep-seated ideas about what works and what doesn't, and what he would call, of course, sports entertainment that run deeply counter to what us as 35 to 40-year-old geeks want to see out of a wrestling product that we watch every week. And now you're kind of seeing this play out on an actual business scale where we have Triple H, who I guess we can say, Grant, I think you would agree with this assessment, kind of represents our vision of what we want to see out of a product that's more based around work rates and indie stars and more adult, realistic storytelling.
Basically, what they were nurturing and fostering down in NXT during the Adam Cole, Gargano, Ciampa. Who else was down there at the time? I don't think Shinsuke had come up yet. The battles with Joe, the matches with Finn Balor down there.
Bring the audience up to speed here. We're talking about NXT, which was WWE's development.
Yeah,
program.
their farm league, right?
Yeah.
Like where they get them to get them to actually get some playing time in and then get called up when they're ready,
but
right?
not just a farm league. Their new signings that they didn't want to just throw onto Raw immediately. The AJ Styles, maybe not AJ Styles, but the Shinsuke Nakamura's and the Finn Balor's. These guys who came over, they did significant time in NXT before they moved up, and their matches against some of these upstarts are timeless battles. Like,
Okay. Fair. I see what you're saying.
And of course, what happened? I mean, what we saw is when they went into NXT, which at the time was being run by Triple H, booked by Triple H, were these great matches involving guys who were pretty known entities, entering into NXT, guys who had been established in other promotions like New Japan or TNA or Ring of Honor, who were coming into NXT thriving under Triple H's rule, and then promoted up to the big show. No pun intended. And Vince McMahon simply having no idea how to use these guys who he felt we can speculate that Vince thought were just undersized. Dorks who just didn't present to his audience the kind of Superman that Vince was used to presenting. And they were buried.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, is it safe to say that Vince McMahon has just pretty much aged out? Like this, like, you know what I mean? Like his, like what he's been doing.
Or I think there's a lot. I think the other I brought the comparison to Vince McMahon and Logan Roy. The other more realistic comparison is Lord Michaels, who, similar to Vince McMahon, is this creative genius who many will tell you has simply outlived his relevance at the television show that he runs. Many comedians will say that they arrive at Saturday Night Live with all kinds of talent, all kinds of ideas, only to be kind of read the riot act in terms of what Lord Michaels believes his audience want.
I see what you're saying, yes.
And which maybe appeals to a certain older audience, but certainly doesn't appeal anymore to millennials and younger.
I see what you're saying.
Having to be somewhere watching something at an exact time on an exact day is just a dead mode of conveying something. If it's not a live sporting event, why do I have to watch it now immediately? Why can't I come back to it when I want to? So the idea of Saturday Night Live, the world is not building their nights around it anymore.
No.
A very great comparison would be Monday nights at 9:00. Most of us aren't getting ready to watch wrestling anymore.
That's true, man.
And the Lord So do I want this? Lord has this tendency on certain live. I doubt you guys watch it every week. I'm sure most people our age don't.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a tendency on Saturday Night Live for Lord to emphasize guest stars,
Yep.
established comedians,
Mm-hmm.
to bring out Robert De Niro, to bring out Jim Carrey, and to kind of bury his new talent beneath what he thinks the audience wants to see, which are these guest stars doing kind of in Trump and Biden impressions.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Dan Aykroyd's back. Like, fucking, what does a 20-year-old care about that?
And the WWE equivalent, of course, is Brock Lesnar all the time. Play the hits, right?
Yeah.
Let's bring out Brock.
Yeah.
Let's bring out these big time sports stars, these quote unquote people from the real world who are going to come and draw ratings as opposed to building up.
Well, that's a point I wanted to. That's a point I want to make. Talking in the pros column for Vince McMahon, in a pre-social media era, he always made sure for WrestleMania and then as time went by with Raw to get people who were popping, people who were being talked about, the best ones he could get. They would be a part of WWE programming more often than not. You know what I mean?
That's true.
That's true. At WrestleMania 10, he had Jenny McCarthy, he had Donnie Wahlberg, he had
for instance,
a musical acts every year at WrestleMania, and now if you look at the rise of Pat McAfee, number one.
Oh yeah, no doubt though. Yes, that's huge.
And the popularity Bad Bunny has gained recently, and now that Logan Paul's involved, I
was gonna say the Logan Paul. Yeah, no doubt.
If Vince McMahon had an access to social media back then, this is the kind of moves he would be doing. So he was doing this ahead of the game. Keep it, regular people recognizing names they know, and then they'd watch the wrestling to see the name they recognize.
For sure.
Yeah, sorry, Lane, go ahead.
And that, to roll the clock back a little bit, 30 years, to Vince McMahon changing the paradigm of professional wrestling, that was the blueprint of his plan, right? Like, he took what was professional wrestling, which Vince really saw as something that was done in high school gymnasiums and local carnivals, brought it into this is something you could see Saturday night primetime NBC television that he could bring into the mainstream. And of course, how did he do that with celebrities?
Bob
the first
Uecker,
WrestleMania was
Cindy
fundamentally
Lauper,
marketed
Mr.
on
T.
the appearance of Cindy Lauper and Mr. T, Rock and Wrestling, the connection MTV.
Yeah.
A trend that only continued as he went on, up until about continued for as long as it's been running WWE. But it was such a major part of what he saw as the marketing of, again, this is a term I brought up before, sports entertainment. The distinction between sports entertainment and professional wrestling is so fundamental to understanding Vince McMahon's success, and also his drawback as a promoter. Vince McMahon is someone who banned the word wrestling and wrestler from being used by his announcers on his program.
Sports entertainer.
Sports entertainer.
Athlete, competitor.
WWE universe, of course.
It's not about you can't say this. You can't say strap or belt anymore.
Yeah, long
it's
gone.
the title.
Long gone.
It's the championship.
All part of the control over presentation, vocabulary that Vince uses, that Vince employs when he's marketing his product, which is part of what it's worked so well because it's such a controlled product.
Because every other place will show you two pro wrestlers. We have sports entertainment superstars in our company. That's why you come and watch the WWE.
Distinction.
Yeah,
wrestling is something Southerners watch.
Yeah,
with Dusty Rhodes and his who look like shit. Go service.
Yeah, no doubt, eh?
Yeah, because in the territory days, the only time you really got on TV is if you had a local station that would send cameras down to cover it. Like Dusty Rhodes versus Ric Flair, they probably wrestled 1,000,000 times that we have no footage of, and it may be some of the best true professional wrestling we've ever seen in our lives. We just never had access to the matches.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, you know, Minnesota and down in Texas and down in Memphis.
This is why people like Vince, what he's done, right? This guy literally put this shit in front of your face on television on a Saturday. You know what I mean? This guy brought this. You know what I mean? Like, he's done a lot of good obviously.
That's why in the Mount Rushmore for wrestling, when it comes for the chairman, there's only one spot, and it's Vinnie Mac.
You know what, though?
And bad.
What's that?
Yes. Good
and
bad,
though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I mean,
we can, you can put this man on a pedestal all you want, right? Like, seriously, the guy's done so much, right? He has. He's been great.
He did all the work to get all the stone that we would use to build the pedestal for him, though.
It's just too bad that the motherfucker's a piece of shit, though, right?
Well, that's the later part of this discussion that we'll get to.
Man.
Yeah.
Big.
But the way I see it, like, if you want to look at the innovators, the guys who paved the way for Vince to see what they've done and what he thinks he should do differently, the Vern Gagnes and the Von Erichs and, you know, all these the Jerry Jarretts and all these guys from the territory days, Vince saw it and saw what he knew could make his thing bigger and better than those. It's bigger than 8 towns, an 8-town circuit through your state. You know what I mean? He's like, if I could find a way to get this on every TV once, even on NBC, main event, it was on what, once a year? It wasn't on every Saturday.
No, for sure. Yeah, I hear you.
But he knew it.
You know what, though? But like, think about it. You look at wrestling nowadays, too, man. Like, I mean, yes, back in the day, we had WCW and shit, right? Like, that was their, I guess, competition, really, right? Because we never got to see the Japanese shit across seas, so I didn't even know it existed.
Until recently. It was always around.
Exactly, but I never knew it existed. This was it. North America, WWF at the time was the shit, okay? Like, WCW was, okay, they got Sting. He's great. He does some crazy shit. And then by the time WWE got him, it was too late in his career. But nowadays,
so the AWA and NWA's guys got together and they basically formed what was WCW.
We got another up and coming like wrestling federation right now that is like coming up in the ranks, like that is doing pretty good next to WWE.
AEW?
I think they're bringing some pretty big high flying shit, man.
All right. Well, like, Lane, stop me if I'm incorrect. Isn't the bulk of AEW's roster built off of the guys that Vince was wrong on?
Yep. I was about to tell you. From what I've read, that's what I've heard. Is that that's exactly
except for Omega, they outbid him for Omega.
Exactly.
He wanted Omega.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. And Omega said, "Fuck it, I'm going to Japan. I'm out."
Yeah. The biggest glaring mistake is letting Cole out the door, right?
Yeah, I mean, these are guys who were all, if you take them at face value, the guys who were all really dissatisfied with the career that they were from WWE. Opportunities to show their real opportunities to show their talents and depth and abilities and wanted storytelling and pushes that suited them.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely. Like there are no guys who feel like Vince didn't see what they saw in themselves.
Yes. Yes. I see what you're saying for sure. But I mean, like with this other league, what I'm trying to say is like now that Vince, I guess, has this competition, right, and him only constantly showing the same superstars over and over again, it's kind of like, okay, there's got to be a change. It's got to happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super fucking excited that he's gone. Like, I am super excited because we're about to see a whole new, I think, different look, and it's going to be different. Like, I think it's going to be a lot more exciting than it has been in the last 5 to 10 years. I'm not even joking.
Corey, congratulations. You said the secret word. Different.
Yes.
Will WWE be different and change? Most Vince McMahon.
And I think it's going to be for the better. I really do. It's got to be for the better. If not, bye-bye.
Well, what is...
So there's probably...
What is Mark, here, I'll tell you what, Mark Lane, finish your thought, but afterwards I have a something for you.
What is Vince McMahon is still the majority shareholder in WWE. Well, they have been out by board of directors from day-to-day, his day-to-day role running the company. It's still his company.
Well, yeah.
He can still pull the plug on his retirement at any time.
The other issue is it's John Laurinaitis is out, but TV presentation is still very much determined on Bucky, Kevin Dunn. And creative, last I checked, has just been turned over. The keys to the creative have been turned over to one Chris Pritchard. So Vince McMahon loyalists are still heavily and deeply entrenched in this promotion, I have a feeling are going to throw their weight around these creative meetings when it comes to deciding how things are going to work from now on in WWE. So I'm excited for change, but I wouldn't expect it to go all that quickly. The power struggle in WWE is far from over.
Oh yeah.
That's why this is so compelling. Vince stepping down only raises more questions. Him staying on would have been a bad look, but at least the ship still seems like it's Vince's. Him stepping down, giving the keys to Steph and H. But like you said, there's still guys. Briscoe came out on Twitter talking all kinds of smack about people happy that Vince left. And
truly, just can we take a moment and just acknowledge one of the great leaders of our time, Gerald Briscoe. I mean, just magnificent stuff we can get. Him and Sheik, I mean, maybe the two Hall of Fame.
I was gonna say, yeah, she too, yeah, for sure, yeah. No doubt.
Gerald Briscoe knew he had COVID because he couldn't taste the mud on the bottom of Vince McMahon's boots. Like,
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I'm looking forward to this whole new, hopefully somewhat of a new look anyway, but we'll see what happens. And again, we know why this was the perfect time for him to step down. We know why.
Yeah.
We know why.
Yeah.
It's been in the public, man.
Yes.
This man has got allegations against him.
So more than allegations, there's paperwork. So Lane,
yes.
Lane, you may know the ins and outs better than I do. You break it down.
To what I understand, it just comes down to it's just a little bit more serious than Me Too.
Yeah.
Although it certainly involves a lot of
misuse of power.
hallmarks of kind of Me Too cases.
Yes.
Vince McMahon allegedly was having extramarital affairs with subordinates.
Yeah. Which his character speaks nothing to that if you watch him on wrestling. Mr. McMahon would not stand for that sort of behavior.
Or, I mean, it's not as though there's 20 years of the TV character behaving exactly that we can look.
Yeah.
But I guess the crux of it is that he was using company funds to write checks and payoffs to some of these women he allegedly assaulted.
But some of it wasn't assaults. Some of them were just extramarital affairs there was an agreed upon amount that would be paid to keep them quiet about the affairs. Not all of these things are alleged assaults. I think there's one case of an alleged assault, if I'm not mistaken.
There's some fairly...
I don't know. I don't know.
Like we said on our episode when we discussed Deshaun Watson, if there's 0 people making a complaint, chances are there's 0. If there's 1, there's 3. If there's 3, there's 10. And if there's 10, who knows how many hundreds? You know what I mean?
Like, you got to think here, man. This man was in a position of just straight power. Like, he would take people who were dying to be part of this organization, females especially, from what I've read, and put them in serious, like, really awkward, non-professional situations where Vince McMahon's got to shove his tongue down their throat. Like,
and those are the people who are already on TV. Imagine those interviews. You want to be a star, don't you?
Right. Like I can only imagine.
This isn't WWE's first trip around the sun. Comes to major cases of sexual assault.
I know, but this is now compared to 30 years ago, way different, buddy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, back then it was kind of like, oh, whatever, but now it's like, no, that's not allowed. Way different.
I think what Lane says about misappropriating the funds, like if Vinnie Mac would have paid them out of pocket, that is one thing. His misgivings is a whole other thing. But him paying the people that accepted money out of pocket would have been one thing. But he lied to the shareholders. He embezzled that money and basically committed fraud, which are all felonies in the United States of America. So as a member of that board and as a business owner, he has to go, regardless of the moral implications.
Got no choice. He's got to go.
Lane?
Yeah, I mean that breaks it down, right? I mean that's why he's seemingly door. My suspicion, of course, is that Vince is probably still playing a little bit of a role. See, it's just a little, something tells me.
Yeah.
Something tells me him, like Logan Roy, isn't going to go down.
If this all goes away, if it disappears and he doesn't face any real charges and everyone who got paid stays paid and everything just sort of disappears, do you think Vince McMahon comes back in and takes full control over again?
No, it's over.
Okay.
We are in the post-Vince.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah. It's, the company has. I think what's interesting now is what Vince kind of does with his company now that he can run it.
Yeah.
Is Vince kind of interested in, again, not to spoil Succession season 3, but if you watch that season of television, it was a great season of television.
Mm-hmm.
The cornered for sale.
Yeah.
Logan Roy. Did ultimately decide it's his best option to sell the company to his children?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's good. I haven't seen Succession in a few months, but that's
yeah. Because you got to believe Vince has buyers, right? You got to believe there's a guy out there who's like, Vince, I'll pay you top dollar, just give it to me.
NBC Universe, secret. When you buy the stream, absolutely buy Vince for sale. All that really matters is who's going to left to run the company after it's sold. My belief is always that Vince McMahon would basically sell the company for his dead body, and that it's no longer his.
Like literally, he will die clutching it in his cold dead hands before he gives it up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, this is. It was his father's company, but this is the company he built.
Yeah, he built this thing from the ground up.
Yeah.
And given us so many fantastic years, I loved wrestling in the 80s, loved it in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and as I'm not as enamored with it today as I was previously, I have an almost 9-year-old son, and every time I pop wrestling on and he sees it, he gets excited like he used to. Doesn't know who the new guy is, but recognizes the Randy Ortons and the AJ Styleses of the world.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like, this could have been a podcast of just naming off the top 10 guys that Vince McMahon used incorrectly and just going over the greatness of their careers. The AJ Styleses of the world.
Or the top 10 guys he's screwed over throughout their careers.
Exactly. Hey, Lynn, what do you think?
You would take someone from Western Canada.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, I think, yeah.
So bad.
Originally from Quebec.
Yeah. Hey, you want to do a quick screw job recap if for the fans who aren't familiar with what it is or know the exact story?
Oh, fuck. Go for it, buddy.
We want to do like the real inside baseball recap of the screw job, or
if you've ever heard of the thing called the Montreal screw job, this is what led up to it, this is what happened, and this is what is speculated to have actually happened.
So November 1987, my father took a wide-eyed, happy with life 10-year-old Mark Lane to the then Molson Center.
So you were at this match.
I was indeed. Yes.
I was in the house.
Deadly.
Watch my hero, Brett McHenry.
No doubt. Oh wow.
Shawn Michaels. Only to see my hero Bret Hart tap out to his own move, the sharpshooter
in Montreal.
Yes.
After all the tears were shed and I got home, learned eventually what happened. That no, Bret Hart didn't tap into the sharpshooter. He was involved in a screw job because Vince McMahon believed that he was going to run away Vince McMahon's world title, bring it to his competition down in Atlanta.
What was the feeling like in the building when it went down? Was everyone just saying "What the hell" and looking at each other? Did anyone have?
I want to reaffirm that I was 10 years old.
Yes.
I was not in any way smart.
I had about 7 warm Molsons by then.
My dad and I were splitting supports. But although I did of course have an idea that there was a very real life competition going on with WCW, that was real business, that was different than what I was seeing presented in the wrestling ring. Although at that age, I probably still thought what I was seeing in wrestling ring was, I guess, real. I'm not sure again.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you how smart I was for this at the time.
The concept of wrestlers having contracts didn't make sense to me at that age.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Like, I understood how, like, you know, I understood how a baseball player could end up on a different team next year. That made sense to me. But in my brain, like, it felt like the WWF and WCW at the time were two separate planets. So to know that it's a guy who worked there and now works here, my brain still wasn't able to let go of the fact that I still believed it was a real occurrence happening in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why it was so explosive when Kevin Nash and Scott Hall showed up on Nitro, right? Our brains couldn't process what we were seeing.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
That was crazy, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and Brett's contract was up, and WCW put up the dough.
So, but, like, the thing is like, this is what I said. So, this was his last match in the WWF, yes?
Yes.
At the time? And
yes, afterwards.
Yes. Oh, okay. So, all right, I got you. Yeah. And Vince literally thought he was going to take that belt and jump ship and take it to an. Is that even allowed though? Like, wouldn't there be some like legal thing involved? Like, come on, man.
Well, we got we really wanted this like version of this. Vince's current was a few years earlier when his women's champion.
Okay.
She was Medusa in WCW. I'm forgetting who she was.
It was Alundra Blaze.
Who's that, Grant?
Alundra Blaze.
Alundra Blaze.
But known worldwide as Medusa. And
yeah, for sure.
She's arguably in the top 10 female performers of all time.
Absolutely.
Definitely the best of her era.
She had been signed by WCW while she was still holding the WWE Women's title.
Okay.
Brought in Nitro, WCW's prime time. Took the belt. Duster on the orders of Eric Bischoff. Flash forward 2 years later, 1997, earned his best champion. It's a guy who promised record a 20-year contract.
20
years. Yes, 20.
Oh, wow.
So Bret Hart, the flag bearer of his promotion.
Holy shit.
That contract was agreed to. Later on in the summer, Vince reneged, believing he didn't want to invest that much money in what he saw as an aging champion in Bret Hart.
So this is why this happened. Okay.
So Vince canceled the contract. It was never signed. And he gave Bret permission to negotiate a contract with WCW while he was still the WWF World Champion.
Wow.
Bret's deal ended in December.
Okay.
So we're talking November.
Yes.
Vince is building to major his two biggest stars in channels. So it's going to happen at his 4 major pay-per-views. But suddenly realized he didn't really have the out he wanted to get the belt off of Bret Hart because he had asked Bret Hart to lose the title to Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels in real life hated each other.
Like it wasn't
to lose the belt to Shawn Michaels in Canada.
It wasn't.
Like these
it wasn't
guys,
a work.
like
it was a shoot as shoot gets.
Like these guys, like literally hated each other. Like there was no. Okay.
Shawn Michaels was doing drugs, drinking. This is what they allege and confirmed by Michaels himself. He was he was nailing Sunny. Remember Sunny?
Yes.
Shawn Michaels was banging her every chance he got backstage to the point where people went to Vince and complained. Shawn Michaels was not the guy that deserved to wear the belt that Bret, being the good old farm boy in his heart as well as in character, said he doesn't deserve to have this fucking title, and I'm not giving it up to him. I'm just not going to do it.
Not giving it up in Canada.
Yeah. Oh, in Canada.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I gotcha. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Bret was under the belief that match was going to end screwy finish with a run in.
Yeah.
And that Bret was going to lose the title. He was either going to vacate the title, lose it to an opponent of his choosing.
Okay.
Later on.
Okay.
This contract was not exciting.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't at least another month.
Yeah. And Owen's already dead at this point, right?
Yeah.
Owen already died at this point?
Sorry?
Did Owen already die at this point? Pass away?
No, Owen.
It was later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was later because Brett was already gone when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and eventually Bret Hart entered that match believing that he wasn't supposed to lose.
Yep.
Only, I believe, 4 people in the arena knew what was going on.
Wow.
So,
wow.
At some point, Shawn Michaels got Bret into the sharpshooter, which is the Hart's finishing move.
Yep.
It's his referee who was like the 2 people who knew what the deal was.
And that was it.
But Earl Hebner swore up and down for years he had nothing to do with it. He wasn't in on it. They rang the bell on him. He wasn't.
Yep.
It's funny over the years how many people have either claimed they didn't know what was happening, or people who clearly didn't know but then later claimed they did.
Yeah.
Which is a whole interesting topic unto itself.
The only consistent stories I've ever heard, Bret Hart had no clue what was going on, obviously.
Yeah.
And Taker was fucking pissed when it went down.
Livid. Yeah.
Mankind left. I mean, if you've read Mankind's book, Mankind quit the company and he kind of came to his senses the next night and rejoined the company later. Rick Rude, of course, quit.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then, thanks to the miracle of television, Rick Rude appeared on Monday Night Raw and Monday Nitro on the same night at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So there was
recorded and it was live.
Mm-hmm.
So that decision split a lot of like named guys on WWF. Wow.
If they could do it to Bret, who the fuck are the rest of us, right?
True though, right? We're talking like the face of the company, pretty much. You know what I mean? At that time,
Taker went nuts, and he's like, "Nah, this isn't fucking happening on my watch." Like, if you watch any of the Taker stuff, he talks. Anyone you ask talk about the respect that Undertaker not only demanded but earned every day in that locker room. So when it went down, Taker's like, "I'm gonna go fucking say something," and the boys are like, "Yo, we're behind you, man."
Wow. You know how good it must have felt though for Bret Hart to fucking knock Vince McMahon on his ass, man? That must have felt so good.
And I'm sure it wasn't just over that street.
Many years of build-up, trust me, for sure, man, for sure.
Well, after all those years, when Bret came back to the WWE, they had like a Hart beatdown match. It was at WrestleMania where they all just took turns doing moves on fucking Vince McMahon.
Yep, that's right. Crazy, man, crazy.
And that brings us back to the man of the hour, right? He was so integral to every single aspect. He'd take a stunner. He'd get soaked with a hose full of milk. He'd get put through tables. He'd be the good guy, the bad guy, the medium guy. He would be the worst villain in the world. He'd sell his kids, his mother, and anyone else to get over on what he was trying to accomplish in wrestling, in character and in real life.
Yes.
And that's to be admired and fucking disgusted by, you know?
Yeah, no doubt though, for sure.
But
crazy.
Are any true greats, anyone who's truly great, do we only have great things to say about them? Or do they have to break some eggs to make, the professional wrestling omelet?
Oh, come on.
Sorry, the best omelet that we've ever had the privilege of eating for 30 years.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man.
You have any standout Vinnie Mac moments, Lane?
Sorry?
Personal favorites?
Vince.
Yeah.
I mean, the Vince McMahon character is like the formative villain of youth, right? Like he is
super villain.
Oh yeah.
Super villain. Yeah, man.
I want to see this guy get murdered, Stone Cold Steve Austin, for 2 years. Like, I still feel like modern ambivalence to authority is a little bit rooted in just how much I hated the suit in WWE, Mr. McMahon. And,
yeah.
I mean, what a character, and like, what a really creative mind to realize that like okay, I'm running, my stars have all been taken away by this one. How do I find the next great character? Oh, it turns out it's me.
Yeah, right. This guy, yeah.
Isn't that so good that he bet on him and he fucking nailed it? Vince McMahon was the great bad guy for at least 20 years.
Yeah.
25. You know, beef with Stone Cold, beef with this one, beef with H. He brings in Austin Theory. He brings in. He's a part of all these different movements.
He literally made me feel like that there was nobody in wrestling that actually liked him, man. That's what he made me feel like. You know what I mean? As a kid growing up, like, nobody likes this guy who wrestles for him. Nobody likes him. He's a dick. He's an asshole. He's a piece of shit. No one wants to deal with him. You know what I mean? Like,
they hate his guts,
he played a good role,
by
man.
God, they respect him.
Yeah. No kidding.
My personal favorite thing about Vinnie Mac, I mean, obviously, you know, it all ties in. It's the sheer conviction of how he steered the ship. Now, yes, we've covered that it's done him some bad, but the fact that he always said, "Fuck it, I'm betting on me. I'm gonna bet every fucking last drop of it on me, what I think, what I know, how I've been doing it, how I'm gonna keep doing it." And you know what? It's not out of business. It's not like he ran into the ground. It's struggled in spots because he wasn't maybe as his vision wasn't as clear as it used to be. But he always bet on himself, and it's that arrogance and that cockiness. When Vince McMahon does, Conor McGregor is the most arrogant professional athlete of our lifetimes. I'm sure of it. And he mimics Vince McMahon in the cocky asshole department.
That's
Vince
true.
McMahon is the guy he walks like.
That's true.
If Vince McMahon can drag around his 80-pound dick like this, then Conor McGregor can sure at least try to emulate it.
Oh yeah.
And he got it right.
Totally.
He always, I mean, look, if the assault allegations are true, then yeah, he's a piece of shit. But the sheer conviction of saying, I got this and I'm going to take it as high as I possibly can, and he did it. I will always celebrate greatness. I will always celebrate somebody who shot as high as they could and landed as high as they could for as long as he did.
What this man has done for sports entertainment, no other has achieved or accomplished. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is going to be, like, literally, like, everyone, 30 years, 40 years from now, you mention his name, people are going to know who he is. This man did so much for sports entertainment. So much.
So
unbelievable.
I wanted to touch on this last. Oh, sorry.
He's a great character out of fiction. Almost. He's a literal rags to riches story. He grew up in a trailer park. He didn't know who his father was until I believe he was in his 20s.
Okay.
When he would take part in Vince McMahon's senior wrestling promotion. He really is. I mean, he's a real life Gatsby, Charles Foster Kane. Like, he's a larger than life, truly unique American story.
Like, literally living the American dream, right? You know, you picture the American dream, that's it. You know what I mean?
I mean, you want to talk about hard times, baby. Vince McMahon knows about hard times. Vince McMahon grew up not knowing his daddy. You want to talk about hard times?
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
Wait an entire podcast to show.
Here we go, yeah.
You know, I've just been sitting on that dusty. Just, I can't wait to fucking...
No doubt.
All right, one question for you, Mark Lane. You got the reins for the next 12 months. SummerSlam to SummerSlam. How are you righting the ship? You're H. What are you doing? What are the first band-aids you're slapping on?
Well, I mean, I think we're already kind of seeing. I mean, what his first major move is going to be, what it looks like, is the olive branch has been sent to Sasha. Seems as though wouldn't be surprised at all if we see her, Sasha and Naomi, with their triumphant return.
Wow. Nice.
There's room to do it before the Rumble, but I think at the Rumble would be an excellent splash.
That'd be a great way. But
it's a little ways away.
Plus, if I'm Triple H, I mean, there's always. I don't know if you guys have heard of this wrestler, Triple H. There's always Triple H to be booked one more time.
Okay. Yep.
Get another run as WWE champion. There's still more guys he can get. So I think that's what we see. I think we see WrestleMania, whatever event, Reigns pin clean to the King of Kings.
We'll see.
Cue the Motorhead. Champion. Post heart attack.
Post heart attack. Yeah.
Triple H.
That'd be amazing.
Back in charge, baby.
Oh,
yeah,
that'd be so good. A new corporation. Put some different guys in suits.
Yeah.
Have a
He
look.
gave the indie guys what they wanted. The Smarks can have all their.
Yo, it's all about the Smarks, baby. So
Kevin Owens can be as champion until the sun comes up.
If I'm me, I have 3 requests. Number 1, push Finn Balor right to the fucking title match. Give him the belt, and let's see what we can do. Give us what we were supposed to have when Finn Balor was getting the belt. He beat Rollins at SummerSlam, and it was supposed to be the run of the Universal Champion, and that was supposed to be the newly branded, newly minted run for guys to have this belt. And he dislocates his shoulder, and it goes to KO, and then right back to Goldberg.
Yeah, like, why did it go backwards? Like, I never understood that. Like, why? Well, why do you keep doing this?
If you ask Vince, these little guys, they can't get it done.
Yeah, but
too
still,
fragile.
like, again, a star to maybe people older. These younger kids want to see something more high flying, more like, off the top rope shit. Like, I mean, there's only so much these older wrestlers can do these days, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, Vince is aging out. Perfect time. Something new. Let's get the face back up of wrestling back up on top. And let's hopefully hope for the best of this. Like, I hope this is a great move. Like, I'm praying that WWE does a lot better than it's been doing because it has not attracted as many people as it used to. That's for sure.
And it's doing everything it can to tap into every market it can now. And viewership has been struggling. I think Goldberg versus Hogan is the match for the smallest moveset ever.
Bro, back in the 80s, man, everyone had a fucking Hulk Hogan goddamn like lunch pail. Where's the Randy Orton lunch pails or the Triple H lunch pails or you don't see that shit
they
no
had
more.
Triple H, Cena, Roman Reigns. Those sold.
Again, another aging out wrestler though. That guy's getting old.
Cena?
He's getting old. It's time to get some new faces in there, man. We need some excitement. That's what it needs. It does. I think so anyway.
Seth Rollins could be a heel or a face.
Yeah.
What's his name? I was just talking about Finn Balor could be a heel or a face.
Balor.
AJ Styles is a better heel, but he could still be a face, and I still think you got a couple of years left in AJ at the top of the bill.
I'll give you that. Give you that. I mean, there's some obviously some big name guys who've been around forever that are always fan favorites and are always nice to see come in, but like shit, it's like I feel like if some of those wrestlers should play the Ric Flair role, you know what I mean, where he just come in, take a shit kicking because he can, and then on to the next. He'd be bringing in the next stars, you know what I mean? Like time to bring in the new stars. That's it. So WWE needs a facelift.
So number 1, I want what I say. Yeah, put the belt on Finn Balor. Number 2, can we please stop trotting out Goldberg every time there's a payday?
Yes, no kidding.
Stop, please. He wasn't good in WCW. He was just exciting. We've all dated a girl in our life who was nothing but trouble. She was bad for business in the short game and the long game, but fuck was it exciting when she was at her best. But now she's not even at her best. Goldberg is just played out. It's over.
I know. I'm with you on that, man. Like I said, I'm with you on that.
And
that's gotta happen.
And that axe, since we're quoting Succession, has a lot other dinosaurs behind it than just Goldberg. Guys that we don't need to see back.
Yeah. Like I said, needs a whole new fucking there's some new talent that's got to come in.
And third, well, it's not about the new talent. It's about letting the new talent fly. And thirdly, I know Mark Lane is going to agree with this one. Can we please, you said the olive branch to Sasha, and I think that's brilliant. Can we please get Bray Wyatt back on the fucking roster?
Oh.
What the fuck? They came up with the greatest gimmick in the last 10 years in wrestling. Not only do they do nothing with it with Bray Wyatt, they take it and give it to Alexa Bliss, a star who's already over, and not even that gimmick really matters anymore. What the fuck is going on? What are you doing?
I was gonna ask what the fuck happened with that there, man. Where did that go?
Lane, break it down. I know you like Bray Wyatt the way I like Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, what happened?
I'm not even sure there, my friend.
Like he was there and then gone.
Yeah, lost to Orton, which again was a Vince McMahon side deal. Because Brock Lesnar busted Randy Orton open at SummerSlam, and apparently getting the belt back at WrestleMania was part of the deal. But they didn't realize the monster that the Fiend would become.
Okay.
And they did all these cool visual effects and all this shit just to have Randy Orton beat him with a regular RKO.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Jeez, man.
Lane, your input?
I mean, if anyone would strike me as even being kind of a Vince guy, it'd be the Fiend. I mean, just think about the merchandising possibilities that occurred with that character. So, I mean, I don't know. You hear lots of stage ska and jazz about creative differences and problems, which maybe is the issue there. I mean, I feel like that character was a Vince McMahon wet dream, essentially, though, and a real potential Undertaker 2.0. So,
only show up when it really matters.
Yeah.
Wyatt also gave off some Warrior vibes, though. I mean, the nonsensical promos, the tendency, I think, to want to like drag creative into what he only what he saw going forward. Kind of, I'm describing that wrong, but I mean, there was some Warrior vibes, and maybe Vince just got oh my god, I'm dealing with Warrior 2.0 here.
See, I strongly felt like the Fiend could have been a multi-platform star. You could record little vignettes for him for your Instagram stuff. You could have like Instagram videos get interrupted with Fiend bits, TikToks, all the different platforms you have, your Facebooks and your live streams and that, and you could have the Fiend infect different pieces, and they could all be pre-recorded. You get Bray Wyatt into a studio for like a week, get him to cut all these different things, and you could splice them out throughout all of your multi-platform stuff, and it's about the Fiend like glitching in, and like he's never gone. You don't know when he's gonna show up, and you could have had people scrolling their Instagram feeds and being like, "Oh, what's this Fiend thing? That looks kind of cool." And you could have drawn more eyes to wrestling by using these platforms that exist that are beyond the scope of Vince McMahon.
Again, because I think Vince aging out, man, just doesn't know how to make that work, right? So let's bring somebody in that hopefully is going to know how to make shit like that work, and let's get on with it. Let's see what's coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anything else you want to add? I mean, we could go for hours about the legacy of Vince McMahon, but anything you want to add there, Leno?
I think
the harpoon of Heron Boulevard.
Like, are you excited? Are you excited to see what's going to happen next? Like, are you worried about the WWE in any way, or?
I'm not worried about it at all. I mean, again, it's worth mentioning that business-wise, WWE, even if like eyeballs are down,
yes,
WWE is as profitable as it's ever been. They've made so much money selling their streaming library. They've made so much money selling the rights to SmackDown and Raw. They've made so much money kind of parlaying the network and selling it. And they continue to make so much money off the merchandise that they're not in any trouble regardless of AEW.
Okay.
What is, I think, kind of interesting, though, is there's going to be this real creative tug of war battle between old Vince guys, your Bruce Pritchards, your Kevin Dunns, and Triple H.
The company man, Gerald Briscoe.
How does Jerry's off. Hey, it'd be great if Jerry came back. I think Jerry would be an asset as a road agent at this point. But
Briscoe's Frank from Succession. They keep dragging him back in just to shit on him.
No, I'm promised myself I wasn't going to make this mistake. WWE's Khan is Nick Khan, right?
Yes.
And Tony Khan is AEW.
Yeah. Yes.
So there's also the role Nick Khan might play in this.
Yeah. So wait, it's been around 5 years and they already infiltrated. They already got their own Vince Russo in the WWE boardroom. Like,
hey, maybe if there's ever been a time for Vince Russo,
the return of my God, bring Bischoff and Russo back in as writers. Give them first year writer cred.
Holy shit!
See what they can do. Hey, if nothing, Bischoff made the '90s interesting.
He did some of that, yeah. He did some of that.
For sure.
All right, well, that's gonna wrap it up for Vince McMahon. So Hopefully he enjoys his retirement. Doesn't strike me as much of a golfer. I guess he could lift 9 times a day instead of 8, and and he'll have time to spend with his dear wife Linda of 48 years, and
happily
I'm
ever
sure he'll
after.
devote himself to restoring the Trump presidency and getting Linda back in the cabinet.
yeah,
So I'm sure it's going to be priority number one.
yeah, he's gonna be walking around with a cutoff T-shirt that says "Let's go, Brandon."
Oh, boy. Here we go. Yeah.
I saw a picture. It was the whole McMahon family with a picture of Trump in the White House, and it's like Stone Cold has given a stunner to 38% of the people in this picture, including the president.
Great stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Damn. So we're coming up right on an hour.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're gonna close with something that I have a debt to pay.
Yeah,
It's been a long time coming.
It's been a long time coming.
I've heard about this debt like in I don't even know, like April or May or something. I can't remember.
We made it right before Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. My boy Mark Lane here is a avid Boston fan, which I only accept because it stems from being a Montreal fan. Right?
All right.
You said that with so little stark, Grant. I'm really proud of you. The way you said Boston fan, like it didn't sound like your soul was in your
It's
body.
it's our 22nd episode. I'm a pro now. Like this ain't your Ricky Dink pod. So Mark Lane, with his love for Mr. Pedro Martinez, after he gets traded from Montreal to Boston, he becomes a lifelong Boston fan and just falls ass backwards into 7 Super Bowls, 1 NBA championship, 4 World Series wins, 3,
4. Sir.
4, and 1 cup.
One.
I got a nice Pedro Martinez Montreal Expos jersey, by the way.
That is a beautiful. We'll talk after the show, Corey.
Yeah.
Yes.
How much money you would take for that item?
Absolutely.
Grant, I was at a guy's. To totally digress for a second.
Yes, exactly.
I was at a guy's house today who had a Hulk Hogan autographed
No.
Eagle World Title.
Don't do that. Don't say that.
Come on.
We have you here as a guest, and you got to tell me something like this. We invite you into our home, into the north.
Okay. So the debt. What here? How did this work again? So,
Thank you for being a good car and get this back on track.
like you bet on Boston to win, and Grant,
Yes,
you bet on.
So what happened was he challenged me to a bet. He said if the Boston Celtics win, then he will be claimed victor and he will receive the spoils. And I said, no, good sir. The Miami Heat shall beat them in the Eastern Conference Finals.
That's right. Yes.
And when naming stakes, I'm not just gonna bet him a bottle of Jameson or like a round of drinks. Like we exchange that sort of thing all the time. So I said, I will challenge you. If the Miami Heat win against the Boston Celtics, you will have to record you reenacting the restaurant scene from Scarface. And you just have to record yourself doing it.
So good.
Accent and all. And if you nail it, and even if you don't nail it, you just send it to me. I'll watch it. I'll delete it, and no one else has to see it. But if my Miami Heat fail to win, which they did,
yes, they did.
I will try my best, word for word, to reenact the bar scene from Good Will Hunting, accent and all.
This is good. This is gonna be.
And
good.
I've been working on it. I've been running it all day. I guarantee I'm gonna screw it up, but I'm very excited. And the only way Mark Lane was going to get this, I wasn't recording it. He had to come onto the show and collect it himself.
Mm-hmm. It'll be up forever, man. Just remember that. It'll be on the YouTube.
Oh, I don't care. Are you kidding me? This is gonna be our best TikTok content we have.
Well, take it away,
All
good
right.
sir.
So they're in a bar. Brad Pitt is speaking to the ladies, and this fellow named Clark walks over and starts giving him some shit. To which Matt Damon comes to his rescue. So Mark Lane will be playing Clark. Is it Clark?
Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Corey, you're gonna be playing Casey Affleck at the end of it all. All you gotta do is say that classic line, and I'll be doing all the heavy lifting with Matt Damon.
Classic line.
At the end, you'll know what it is.
Maybe. Let's go.
If not, Lane will do it.
I'll try.
All right.
I can't remember.
Gotta get into character.
Here we go.
Take a sip of beer.
Centered.
And I'm pulling it up just in case I need to check a line or two, but I think I got it. All right, Lane, go.
There's no problem. I was just hoping you could give me some insight into the evolution of the market economy of the early colonies.
Keep going. That's all you.
Oh, sorry. My contention is that prior to the Revolutionary War, the economic modalities of especially the southern states could most aptly be characterized as agrarian pre-capitalist.
Of course, that's your contention. You're a first-year grad student. You probably just got finished reading some Marxist historian, Pete Garrison, probably. And you're going to believe that until next month till you get to James Lemon. Then you're going to be talking about how the economies of Virginia and Pennsylvania were largely entrepreneuristic and capitalist back in 1740. You're going to believe that until next year, till you're coming here regurgitating Gordon Wood, talking about the pre-revolutionary modalities and the pre-revolutionary euphoria and the capital forming aspects of military mobilization.
Well, as a because what drastically estimates the
What drastically estimates the impact of social distinction predicated on wealth, especially inherited wealth. You got that from Work in Essex. You got that from Vickers. Work in Essex, page 85. Is that what you're just gonna plagiarize the whole thing, or do you have any original ideas of your own, or is that what you do? You come into bars and try to impress girls and embarrass my friend. See, the thing with guys like you is that in 50 years you're gonna sit around and start doing some thinking for yourself, and you're gonna realize that in life there are two certainties. Number one, don't do that. And number two, you dropped $150,000 on an education that you could have got for $1.50 in late charges at your local library.
Well, I will have a degree, and you'll be serving my kids French fries to drive through a skiing trip.
Yeah, maybe. But at least I won't be unoriginal. But I mean, if you got a problem with that, we could go outside and sort it out. You cool? You cool? Cool. In which Affleck comes in and goes, "How you like me now?" And then as they walk away, Casey Affleck looks at the two girls at the bar and says,
I can't remember.
Lane, give it to him.
Boy, he is wicked smart.
My boy's wicked smart.
My boy, that's right. My boy's wicked smart.
I practiced that for the best part of 2 weeks and I still fucked it up. My accent is dog shit. But ladies and gentlemen, never say that I welch on any bet in this life.
I was impressed.
Good job, boys. Good job, boys. Good job. Nicely done. Done.
I believe into
play a town scumbag as well as anybody.
Exactly. Gordon Wood.
Oh, man.
Fuck out of here.
Gordon Wood.
Yeah.
Yo.
We're just over an hour, boys. Is that the best Boston movie of all time?
It's not my favorite. I'll tell you that.
It's not my favorite, but is it the best one?
I don't know. It depends what you. It's definitely. Yeah, it's up there, man. It's up there. Gone Baby Gone was pretty damn fucking good.
Gone Baby Gone is fantastic.
And to be honest, I really, really fucking enjoyed The Town.
The Town was great, but I wouldn't say.
I feel like somebody from Boston probably told The Town's Boston movie.
Yeah.
I think maybe the most consistent in that sense. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
But I would put that and Gone Baby Gone as a 1-2 punch, man. You're Goodwill and Gone Baby Gone 1-2 punch for sure.
Two great Boston movies. I would like to put a shout out to.
Which one?
Cannonball here was the friend of Eddie Boyle, so we do have to mention.
Yeah.
1973 Peter Lyrics masterpiece.
Is that I believe that's Robert Mitchum?
Robert. Yes.
Yes. It's a George B. Hibbins classic. It's one of the great noir stories of this real gritty 70s masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
And the film's climax comes as they go to the garden.
Yeah.
And see number 4, the greatest hockey player in the world, Mr. Bobby Orr.
Bobby Orr.
Number 4, Bobby Orr.
Number 4, Bobby Orr.
Corey loves Uncut Gems. I haven't seen it. Mm-hmm. Corey loves Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems, buddy, man. Like, fuck, how have you not yet, man?
Mm-hmm.
Get on
We're
that.
not thinking Uncut Gems in Boston.
Like, fuck, that movie's just straight anxiety through the roof, man.
Because I guess it's not a Boston movie per se. Like, I'm totally ripping off Simmons at this point, but it's not a Boston movie per se. But it happens in Boston.
Yeah, it does, and there is a Boston Celtic in that movie.
Yeah,
with a nice fat ring.
Yeah. I feel like the town is like if Heat and The Departed had like a less talented child.
Great fucking movie too, The Departed. Yep, great fucking movie.
Yeah.
That
is one way to put it.
Yeah. The Departed is another 40-minute podcast episode, so we're not gonna get into The Departed just yet. But yeah,
save it for The Departed pod.
Yeah,
exactly.
No doubt.
Where we make something that's not the rewatchables, obviously, but we're like, definitely rewatching movies and talking about them.
But like, if you're going into actual like how the movie was done and how it was written and the storyline behind it, like, yeah, I mean, Good Will Hunting is fucking top notch, man. Yeah. But like I said, again,
it's all monologues. It's all long. It's all long, brilliant bits by Damon mixed with the heartfelt, true wisdom to counterbalance the intelligence coming out of Robin Williams, and then just his buddy saying, Damon Affleck saying, "If I knock on your door and you're still here to come watch the Patriots game, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You need to leave this town."
Yeah, no doubt. Wait, what was that boxing? What was that boxing movie? Mark Wahlberg.
Fighter.
Wasn't that a Boston movie?
Yeah, it was the Mickey Ward story.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yes. My bad. Yeah,
that's
sorry,
up there.
My bad. That's a good one too.
On the other end of the spectrum, I was thinking Spotlight. I said Spotlight.
Spotlight's a Boston movie.
Boston.
Well, with so you say, Mark?
You got Mike Keaton in there. It's a true story, obviously, of getting involved in. But no spoilers. But not the kindest movie to the past. Sure.
Yeah. I just like how for instance, Gone Baby Gone and even that Mark Wahlberg movie there, how it made you like, I don't know, kind of actually feel like, you know, okay, that's what Boston, like, you know what I mean? Like Boston's all about, like not all about, but you know, like it made me feel like I was there, you know what I mean? Like if I was to go to Boston, you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm expecting, you know what I mean? Like it was great, but like, just so good.
That story of the town is really a masterpiece, right? Because I mean, there's lines where you just, I mean, Brad can attest to this, where like the town's depiction of like a trashy white person.
Well, whatever part of the city.
Blake Lively has never been hotter, and I stand by that.
Hell no.
God
damn.
Like, all you care about is cocaine talks.
Yo, literally.
I could have said that too. It's so
literally the line where it's like Ben Affleck walks into homie's apartment, goes, "Yo, I don't need that. Don't ask me where we're going or why we're doing it. I just need you to come with me, whatever it is there." And they go.
And we're gonna hurt some people.
Yeah, we're gonna hurt somebody. Okay, let's go. They put on the goalie mask.
No. He's like, "Whose car we gonna take?"
Yeah, whose car we gonna take? Yes, and they just go to beat the shit out of this guy. Oh, it's so good, man, so good.
And one of Lane's, as long as that movie's been out, every time me and Lane talk about it and it comes up, he always throws in, "There goes college soccer."
There goes college soccer. Yep.
What did you do? That's my brother. He's pissed off. What the fuck did you guys do to him?
What did you do? Yeah. So good, man. So good.
Because it stops being it stops being an explosive act of violence, and then now it's just two guys from the neighborhood talking. What the fuck did you do?
Yeah.
Why is he so fucking mad about this?
Like, I know. Yeah. Again, I think The Town and Gone Baby Gone were both Ben Affleck produced or something, weren't they?
Casey was the star in Gone Baby Gone.
I know, but they were produced though by Ben Affleck, I believe. Both those movies.
Written and directed as well. They were.
Yes, written and directed. Yes, that's right. Yes.
Or not written, but directed for sure.
Yeah.
I think written too, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure he did. He had full like hands on with both those movies. Yeah. But anyway, so good.
I'm just saying, as a director, Ben Affleck has more Oscars than Marty Scorsese. That doesn't make sense, but it's what the stats say. I'm just saying.
For real?
Yeah. He got it for the one where's the reporter and he's locked up in Afghanistan or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And then they got it for Goodwill. Or no, best screenplay or whatever.
Yeah. No, that's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah, and he
Good
won
on him.
4 Razzies for his depiction of Batman. So I
Yo,
mean,
wait a second. We can't forget about Dogma. Those two angels are the shit.
That's very bad. Like, bro, that's you can tell how life was going places.
yeah.
Fuck. Oh man,
Yeah.
crazy.
So yo, I just want to say on behalf of Into the North, Mark Lane, you showed up and showed out, brother. We appreciate you coming on, man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure having you on
Yeah.
the show, brother. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for stopping in, man.
Absolutely.
For real. Appreciate it.
Anything you want to close on, Big Dog?
I mean,
Acknowledge his bloodline.
I just want to commend you on your before the pod. Austin superiority. I've been doing the research. I've been hunting. Much better sports teams are than ones you support. You told me before we started recording. You're fully on board with the Patriots going into the season.
Yeah. I was sitting here just talking about how much I love Boston. What's their WNBA team? I'm gonna get season tickets.
Yeah.
We could go watch it at the Garden. We could go wicked hard. This is a Harvard bar? I thought there would be equations on the walls and shit.
Also, I was thinking today, my last thought, guys.
Yeah.
Real life version of GOOOO Hunting bar scene.
Yeah.
The guy Matt Damon torments is probably like the captain of the rowing team or something.
Oh, absolutely.
And then in the real life version of this, he just murders Matt Damon in bar fight.
Yeah.
Gets his dad, who's a lawyer, to ensure that no charges are raised.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've been watching that scene over and over, obviously, right? Because I've been trying to get it down. I like how it's all these you got the ghetto white guys on Damon's side. You got mostly rich Ponzi white guys, and then they sneak into Nation Kid because they're like, you know what? It's a Harvard bar. Chances are, statistically, they would have an Asian friend that rolls with them, right? So I like the attention to detail.
I just love the wardrobe they give this guy. They have this guy this
his cravat,
sweater vest.
Well, for sure, right? Like, come on.
He's got
that speaks Harvard right there, man. Come on.
When his Harvard degree doesn't come through and he's teaching art history in a high school somewhere, the ponytail, it's fucking
yeah.
We want to illustrate class struggle, but we don't want to do it with any subtlety.
Do they have Kurt Vonnegut at your library there, Southie?
Man.
So tell you what, Lane, let's try to get you back on as soon as possible. Hopefully during the NFL season or before SummerSlam, maybe.
Yeah. Let's do that because you're wicked smart. You're wicked smart.
Yeah. You go wicked hard in the yard.
Let's do it for sure, man. Let's get you on again. Definitely, brother.
Yeah. So once again, brother, thanks for coming on. Corey Chan appreciates you. Donnie Boy appreciates you. And so anything in closing? One last thing?
I'm good. It's
you
been
got
a
it,
pleasure,
Lane?
like I said.
All
right.
right.
You got anything you could?
So for the madness, Mark Lane, the scourge of Southside Dorval. And for all the way out.
Lock your doors and your windows.
Exactly. It's 2 minutes to midnight and Mark Lane's on 6 PBR and a taste of the Irish.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So for Mark Lane, Corey Chan, I'm Don the Jeweler. Stay safe. Take care of each other. Say goodnight, especially tonight. Saying goodbye to Vinnie Mac. Say goodnight to the bad guys. We out.